You're watching Oilers Nation Everyday with Tyler Yaremchuk. Your one-stop shop for all things Oilers.
My weekend plans? Wow, I'm going to barbecue, I'm going to play a little softball, going to golf, going to have a bunch of beers. Oh, and I'm going to watch the Oilers take a 2-1 series lead. Let's get into it with the lead. Jay's itching to say something.
I feel like you just told the audience a lie.
Did I? You don't think the Oilers going to take it?
You want to watch the Oilers take a 2-1 series lead.
That's what I'm going to do.
You're going to play softball during the Oilers game.
Maybe I won't.
That's not watching the game.
Maybe I won't.
You didn't lie about playing softball, but you lied about watching the Oilers.
I will absolutely be watching the Oilers take a 2-1 series lead.
Is the TV moved?
Yep, a little bit.
Question for the chat.
Damn.
Tyler's got a game tonight.
That was really
Can't
strong.
watch the Oilers game.
No, I can absolutely watch the Oilers game.
He could not play, or he could have his team forfeit, or he could play the game.
Yep.
What should he do?
Before we get into that, need to let everybody know we're live from the Sports Closet studio. Jerseys, hats, the legendary foam finger. You'll find it all and more at the Sports Closet. The show is also a presentation of Bet365. Download the app, use the promo code NATION, whatever the moment. It's never ordinary.
Oh, man. So everything I just said?
Yeah, no one heard you.
Wow.
Hilarious. That's kind of karma, actually.
Is my mic on now, team?
Would appear like it is, Jay. Keep going.
Okay.
What a start to the show.
All right. Let's rewind.
Yeah, let's rewind.
Tyler just finished the lead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tyler said he was going to watch the Oilers take a 2-1 series lead.
Oh, yeah. And certainly you don't have any plans tonight that could affect your ability to watch the first period, hey?
I'm coming to Greta.
Are you going to be there for puck drop? You're not going to miss a second?
I might be a little late. I've
got so maybe I'm not the only
apples to oranges.
Yeah,
I think
very different.
You're
5
talking
minutes
about.
late,
So
missing
here's
a game.
Tyler's situation. This is what I was saying to him when Mike wasn't working. Tyler said, "What am I going to do this week? Drink beers, play some softball, and watch the Oilers take a 2-1 series lead."
Yeah.
Well, Tyler's electing at the moment to go and play softball during the Oilers game. So he's not. He lied to us. He's not going to watch a 2-1 series lead because he's going to play softball instead. Now, Tyler has some outs. We all know what they are.
Yep.
Don't show up and play himself.
Don't show
or
up.
have the team forfeit and pay
whatever
a very, very minor fine that I feel like we could crowdfund pretty easily.
Yep.
But he's electing to play.
So here's my game plan.
What should he do, chat?
Here's my game plan. My game starts at 6. Games usually take 45 minutes to an hour.
Really? That's not that bad.
No, it's quick. We're very good defensively.
What if you aren't tonight?
Well,
what if it's a blowout? What if it's a 21-20 game?
Sure.
What if you blow it in the third?
But my game plan is, and maybe this is a good platform to do it.
Mercy them in the first inning?
Mercy them in the first inning. Why not?
Well, you better ask me to come play.
If I can get a hold of the other team's captain, maybe we start the game at 5:30.
So who's the other team?
They're called A Bunch of Basic Pitches.
Oh, I like it.
It's a good name. I think that's what their name is. Anyways, if they want to start the game half an hour early, then I'm in the clear. I'm going to have my cake and eat it too, you know?
You know, a great thing to do, and someone brought it up there, Kyan, whatever his name is, fake an injury.
Yeah, I could fake an injury.
Come on first base,
Well,
go into first, slip, hit the head.
I mean,
all
Shell
have to go.
Iverson saying fire Tyler has got, I think.
You think it's got some legs?
I mean, it's
Okay, but also, you're talking just a tremendous amount of shit for someone who's also going to have to miss the first half of the first period.
potentially.
Me too. I'm
My
also
situation,
potentially.
everyone, and if we're going to be completely transparent here, is it was my girlfriend's birthday yesterday. I booked a reservation a month ago.
Whoa, her birthday was on an off night. Interesting. Could have done the dinner then. Continue.
Hey, I don't make the schedule. She asked for the Friday dinner.
Of course. It's Friday. Who wants a Thursday dinner?
It was originally a 6:30 rezo.
Oh, wow.
I saw the schedule announcement, so what I did, I moved it as early as possible, 5 p.m. So it's downtown, so strategically close to Greta on purpose.
Wow, so is my slow pitch game.
Strategically close to Greta. And I
Wow.
A normal dinner should probably take an hour, but I just can't show any urgency or twitches or wear my Oilers jersey to dinner to suggest that I want to rush her out of the restaurant. That's the acting I need to do. I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And there'll be things I do kind of behind the scenes, hopefully to usher things along.
You're going to go slip money to the kitchen staff and be like, hey, let's go.
Yep. Whatever needs to be done. But I'm going to be present.
Yeah.
We're going to have conversation.
Of course.
And whenever we're done, we're going to go straight to Greta. That could be before puck drop. That could be 5 to 10 minutes after puck drop.
Could be. So here's another thing. Last year, the Oilers played the Dallas Stars in the Western Conference Final, and I had a similar predicament for game 5 of that series.
Oh.
And again, there are ways you could work around it, or you can make the most of it. Load up my generator. I packed my TV, packed my wireless cable box, and we watched the game from the back of the Nation truck while we played.
Okay, you doing that tonight?
Absolutely, I am.
Well, that wasn't included in the pre-show.
Well, now
because I couldn't get a word in edgewise.
No, I let you go through your whole thing and then tell a lie to the chat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Anyways, pull the fire alarm, yeah? Just say your ACL is feeling off today, Tyler. Easy up. That's fair. The other problem with all this...
But you also... The funny thing is you yourself, as a human, have the option not to play.
I do and I don't, because half our team's gone on a bachelor party to Vegas.
Okay, so half your team has already written it off anyways.
I know, but then if I don't play, we don't have enough guys. It's like a whole thing. We'll figure it out.
Connor was in the chat. He wants you to play.
I know Connor wants me to play too. You know how guilty I'd feel? And the Oilers won that game we watched on the generator, as Connor says. So, good juju. Good juju.
Well, it's talking about juju is a completely different thing. I kind of like that there's good juju there.
And again, we'll sit, crush beers in the parking lot the rest of the game, watch it on a TV. It'll work. It'll work. Watch live on the Sportsnet app.
Downtown game. That must be under just like right on the outskirts by the bridge.
No, by Kingsway.
Oh, interesting.
I'm still, speaking of watching games, I'm still looking for someone who lives in London, UK, to...
I asked my friends. They told me...
I could come and I'll bring beer. No. And I'm going to bring a few Oilers fans with me to come watch the game at your house.
They told me
or
something
flat,
you could subscribe to for a game.
Huh.
Do you want me to tell you what it's called?
Is it illegal?
No. It's legal. He gave me a legal one. It's called Premier Sports Televise.
Cut.
There you go.
Okay. Send that to me, please. Okay. But I kind of like the idea of showing up someone's house with like pizza and beer.
Yeah, it would be very funny.
That'd be fucking awesome.
All right. We're going to be joined. Jason Demers is going to be on the show today. He'll swing by in a few minutes' time. But first, let's do a little lineup report for our friends at Oodle Noodle. The game day deal. Again, these 6 o'clock starts, they creep up on you. You don't have time to be going and cooking and making a mess in the kitchen.
Nope.
That's why Oodle Noodle is offering 2 premium boxes and 2 spring rolls for just $29.97. Your lineup report this evening. Jeff Skinner skated on the third line today. That led to some conversation that Jeff Skinner could be back in the lineup. Connor Brown was not at skate, but immediately after the skate, Chris Knobloch came out and said Connor Brown is absolutely playing game 2 of this series.
Yeah,
so Skinner was a placeholder. It sounds like the Oilers are going with the same lineup that they did last game. I mean, honestly, when I saw the Jeff Skinner thing, that my first thought was not, oh boy, he's playing. My first thought was, he's a placeholder for somebody, and that's exactly what it was. So what do we make of the Oilers' decision to run back the same forward group?
I think it's fine. At 5-on-5, they were good. We spoke about it yesterday. I would have mixed up that third line a little bit with... I just didn't think they were very strong defensively, and it seemed like Brown obviously is carrying something with him. Just didn't have his full stride of him, so I would have mixed that up a little bit, but I could see if it goes poorly early, then they'll just switch it up. Like Frederick did take a shift with Kane and Nuge.
So you did a little hashtag research project for us. You went back and rewatched every Trent Frederick shift from last game.
Yeah, luckily it was only 8 minutes, so it didn't take me too much time.
Still good research.
He actually didn't play that bad. He doesn't do... He's not a liability. You know what I mean? I know sometimes you can look at the stat sheet and be like, well, he only had 2 hits. So it's like, I would say he only had an opportunity to lay 2 hits. The biggest flaw with him, obviously, was late in the game when he had that great chance in the slot and he fanned on the puck. Like, you want to see him.
That was a tough look.
You need it. You need to get that away. And He played it like when McDavid had that great opportunity in the first where he took it around a couple of guys. I think one of them was Miro Heiskanen. It was Frederick that passed him that puck. And it's a simple pass to him. It's nothing special, but shows that he has the ability to play with those guys. I would like to see his minutes elevated slightly. I think it's fair to get him around the Podkolzin mark of like 11, 12 minutes if you can.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing him get a little bit more opportunity at all. I also think, granted, he might not be the guy, or he might be the guy who comes out if you do this. I think he's one of those guys who, if you were to run 11-7, he'd really benefit from it because he'd get some shifts with 29. He'd get some shifts with 97. So the idea of upping his minutes, I'm definitely not against that idea.
He's actually, a pretty good puck carrier.
Yeah.
He's not bad.
Yeah.
Like, he just goes north-south. He's nothing special, but he can get through guys. Like, he's strong on the puck. He just doesn't play with a lot.
Yeah. So again, similar lineup. Matthias Ekholm was having a, quote, long conversation with Chris Knobloch during the
Let's
skate.
read into that.
I mean, listen, still says he's not ready in game 2. I think it's getting pretty clear here. If
They're getting close, though.
If they're down 0-2, he's playing game 3. You better believe it. Even just to give the team like an emotional little
How dare
spark.
you? They are not going down 0-2.
I know, but I'm just saying in that hypothetical, I think Ekholm would play game 3.
I think he's just going to play either way.
Yeah, you think
I
he's
think
that close?
coming on this trip signifies that he's going to play game 3.
It's probably fair.
If he
yeah.
wasn't close, he would have stayed at home, like Pickett.
Yeah,
So I think getting these extra skates has been really good.
yeah.
I would let him take warm-ups today.
I think that's a good idea.
Play.
Like,
Just let him get out there.
even if you don't think he's at 100%, like run him through the game day rigors,
Exactly.
get him out there, get the juices flowing. I don't hate that at all. So, yeah. That's your lineup report. Dallas, I believe, is going with the same lineup as well. So, whatever. I mean, it's hard to argue against it as much as it was a ultimately losing lineup for the Oilers. The construction of this team at 5-on-5 was totally fine. We obviously went into that in depth yesterday. So, yeah, no real complaints from me. The Connor Brown thing, like I don't really want to complain about it, but there is a little part of me that's like, okay, you have this depth. Yeah. You have Victor Arvidsson sitting on the sidelines. He's been sitting on the sidelines for a little bit. Connor Brown is very clearly not 100%. If Victor Arvidsson is 100%, then why are you not just put Arvidsson in for a game?
The only thing is the penalty kill.
Yeah.
Ironically, Brown was on the ice for all 3 of the goals in the third period, but he is a vital penalty killer. You're taking another guy out. Like,
I guarantee you he's better tonight. I guarantee you he's shooting.
He's gonna have to. On that the Granlund goal, he made a pretty bad play, might be harsh, but he was taken out by, I think it was Mason Marchman, and he just eliminated totally from the play, and then they come into the zone. It's a bit of a kerfuffle going on. Like, he needs to make a bit of a smarter play there, but
he will next time.
Yeah, he will.
Everyone's going to make smarter plays.
I like so what you said on Real Life. That just being like, the small details, they'll see them all. Like,
they're going to watch it again. They did
yeah.
this once before already in the previous round where they just got super loose, and you knew they were going to watch the tape and tighten it up, and then sure as shit, they're doing all the simple plays. Yeah. Getting pucks deep as opposed to trying to carry and make something happen, like in crucial moments of the game. Like, they're going to figure it out.
Yeah.
They have given me no reason to not remain confident in them.
Well, and that's exactly, we can go to the YouTube chat here for our friends at Odd Company Brewing and Nation Beer Everyday Lager, a crisp, clean lager crafted not just for game day, but for every day. We got 2 game days this weekend, so why not stock up at one of their 2 locations in the Edmonton area? I'm even wearing my Odd Company Brewing hat today. They have great merch. Oh, my hair's a mess.
I've got the sick golf hat.
From Odd Company?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, with the rope on it?
With the rope.
I know which one you're talking
The rope
about.
a dope.
Chell said on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being very worried. How worried are you about, or how are you guys feeling about game 2? Like
0.
Yeah, I think I'm at, maybe a 2. Because you never want to go down 2-0, and Corey Perry talked about that too. Like, you never want to go down 2-0 in a series. You can look at the numbers behind it, all of that stuff. But also, knock on wood, if they were, I'm not going to be sitting here and ringing the alarm or whatever. Like,
split on the road. That is, you get a split on the road. That's a win.
Splitsville, Texas, population Oilers.
I'm a 3 or a 4. I think they will win tonight, but I just hope that wasn't Dallas's worst game. You know what I mean? Like, I hope the Oilers, and that was their best game at 5-on-5. They need to figure out the special teams, because that is how Dallas has won basically all their
everything.
series.
That's their thing. They're the us of last year.
Yeah, that's true.
And so we have to fix that.
Yeah. All right. Let's get out to the Star Mechanical guest line. It's Edmonton's #1 plumbing and heating company. Whether it's residential, commercial, 24/7 emergency service, you never know when you're going to need them, but they're there for you. StarMechanical.ca. Jason Demers is here for us every Friday to get us nice and fired up. How you feeling? Good?
Yeah, we're confident here, guys. We're confident. Why not? What's there to be? It's the playoffs, baby.
I mean,
How you respond. How you respond.
and
That's
this
the key
Oilers
point.
team typically responds pretty well. I mean, listen, I was texting a whole bunch of people. We were talking during the second intermission of last game. It's like the Oilers look like a wagon. Dallas can't play with them. And then 6 minutes really changes the perspective of that entire hockey game. But the reality is, I think, and you can tell me if I'm being an Oilers homer or not, if the Oilers play the way they did in game 1 and just don't take 4 penalties, then they're fine, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of ifs, and you don't want to shoulda, woulda, coulda. It's a lot of ifs. But yeah, I don't expect Dallas to play the way they played in the first 2 periods again. I think they were a little sleepy and chalk that up to Edmonton just kind of outplaying them. But I mean, the one concerning thing for me to keep an eye on is the faceoffs. They won a lot of faceoffs, Dallas, and that over time is not a good thing because you want Connor and Leon to have the puck as much as possible. And when you're doing that and losing as many, I think in the third it was like 17-5. You need to have the puck, and that's what kind of started the downhill slide for them in that third period. As they started losing faceoffs, they were chasing, taking bad penalties, and then it gave the ability to Dallas to really press up and be aggressive. And I think they found their legs. And it was interesting because all of this playoffs for Dallas has been their top guys have been good and their depth's been kind of struggling a little bit versus Edmonton where, Connor and Leon hadn't really had a big game, but the depth had kind of been carrying the team. And then that kind of flipped. And I think Edmonton's got to be careful, especially with penalties being disciplined. Don't let those depth guys in Dallas get confidence because there's a lot of guys there that were sleeping through the first 2 rounds that kind of woke up a little bit last game. So, but again, Dallas was at home. They had the advantage. It is what it is. I think just be more disciplined. That's obviously going to be the statement from Chris Knobloch. Be more disciplined and just don't feed their transition, which I think they did way too much in the third period.
I wanted to ask you about the penalty kill. Obviously, completely fell apart for the Oilers in the third period. It seemed like in the first 40 minutes of the game and the penalty and a half they killed was every time Dallas was getting into the zone, they were either forced to shoot a bad shot or forced to make a bad pass because Edmonton was just so aggressive on them. But then in the third period, it seemed like they just completely simplified everything, made a couple of quick plays, and just got pucks to the net. Is that kind of what you saw? What did Edmonton do so poorly?
Well, I mean, I just think Dallas, you're looking at that shot by the shot by Mikael Granlund is like a perfect shot with a perfect flash screen. There's not much you can do there. Like that's a play that's kind of predetermined by beforehand. And the other power play goal bounces off the back wall and Skinner's kind of stuck. And then it's like, it's an interesting one. It's kind of a ticky-tack play. But the thing that they did, to your point, is they move the puck a lot quicker. And that's how you alleviate pressure when you're playing a penalty kill. So that's really aggressive, especially up top, the way Edmonton tends to be. And you just got to move the puck quick, use the bumpers. And they really went 1-2 they went 1-2 passes quick, and then it was going to the net. And that's kind of where we've seen at times, especially now with no Matthias Ekholm, which I think is a huge piece of, and I look like an absolute idiot because, I probably caused the turnaround by the Dallas Stars because I think at the exact moment I hit send or I hit tweet saying Edmonton doesn't even need Matthias Ekholm, everything fell apart. And
there's a few of you out there.
My feed was. I was like the minute I pressed send on the tweet, it was like just over and over again, and all I think they could have used Matthias, but I just think. Clearing the net front is going to be important and making it a little bit harder to those Dallas forwards to get to the net because if you look at the Mason Marchment, the Heiskanen goal, Mason Marchment's firmly right in front of Stuart Skinner. And then if you look at the Granlund goal, Robertson had time to get to the net and do a flash screen. So I think they got to make it a little bit tougher if I'm that net front defenseman. just kind of make that guy feel a little bit your stick and cross-checking and not allowing him to get to the net so easily. Other than that, I just think it was perfect execution by Dallas. But yeah, their penalty kill as a whole throughout this playoffs has been horrendous. And, versus last year, that's what got them to the finals. So I think, Matthias is really going to help when he gets back. But I think in the meantime, they just have to make sure that their net front, as you can see there with Nursey, I know you're not supposed to get tangled up with guys, but you got to let Stuart Skinner see this because, the way they're doing, and if you kind of back that up a little bit, the way they like to pressure is windshield wipers. So they do a trap down, and then that middle guy, which is Matthias Janmark, is supposed to cut the ice in half. So when he does that, and then Connor Brown's coming up, you give that second to the D-man like Heiskanen to get a shot to the net because you're kind of inviting that shot. So if you're inviting that shot, you got to make sure the net's clear. Or if you're, Darnell Nurse standing in front, you got to block that shot. So it's just one of those things that you can't just be on top of him doing a double screen. So that's just one part. And then obviously the Granlund one, that's so tough. That's so fast. And that flash screen by Robertson's perfect. I don't think Skinner could have done much other than make himself a little bit bigger. But yeah, it's more stay out of the box is the thing. And don't give them any fuel, especially that point in the game.
Yeah, and like the Perry one especially drove me nuts because it's in front of the other team's net, and I get that his stick was whatever you want to. Still don't take that penalty. And again, there's a lot of other reasons too, I think, to believe the Oilers can be better, even though they were good at 5-on-5. Like Corey Perry doesn't have a shot in 3 games. I don't remember the last time Zach Hyman had multiple shots in a hockey game. Like there are still some pieces here of this Oilers team that can absolutely play better. What did you make of Stuart Skinner in game 1 though? Like I'm kind of laughing when people are like game 1's on Stu, and it's like he was so good for you in those last 2 games against Vegas. He's not the kind of goalie who's going to be lights out. I didn't have a massive problem with Skinner as much as maybe the 4th goal wasn't great, but what'd you make of Stu?
It's tough because you look at his numbers in games 1-3 versus 4-7, and it is staggering. So like as much as I want to kind of give him like some props, it's either a shutout or he's giving up 5.
Yeah.
So, and not to say like you look at those goals and, other than, the second breakaway, I thought he could have made a better effort on it. And then, the second tip, which is like, that was such a crazy tip by him. And that probably puck was missing the net. But other than that, I think it was I think Edmonton needs to be just a little bit better in front of the net for him. I think against Vegas, they did a great job of boxing out. I thought you just let Dallas get to the net just a little bit too much last night. And man, when Dallas, I think if this game showed anybody anything, it's going to be a long series, and it's going to be a back and forth battle, and it's going to be who takes advantage of those momentum swings. And unfortunately, they got to Jake Ottinger 3 times, and they proved that they could score on him. So, but you never want to give up a game like that when you kind of got to Jake, who's been just like lights out. He's been their best player all playoffs. So, for Stu, I'm kind of like reserving. We're going to see after tonight. But I just, you want to see a little bit more. But I think the D-Corps didn't have their best game in front of them. And not even their best game, their best third period in front of them. Mm-hmm. It was one period. But I still think that period is telling that, if that's the kind of pressure that Dallas can put on you for Edmonton, they got to adjust and make sure that they're not letting those Dallas forwards get to the net because, they do have some guys that they get to the front of the net and they don't move. The Jamie Benns, the Mason Marchments, the Robertsons. So they got to make sure they clear that net front out and not allow that to happen.
I wanted to ask you about this Dallas blue line a little bit. We're no strangers to Cody Ceci. Mm-hmm. Hey, he played basically top 4 minutes last year and was on a team that went to the Stanley Cup final. And I can't tell if I'm just doing too much of, thinking of these guys' reputations and looking at them on paper, but I can't help but think there'll come a point where Edmonton can get to this Dallas bottom 4, we'll call it, because Harley and Heiskanen are unbelievable. Do you see a way that, whether it's through forechecking, doing something like, can Edmonton expose these guys, or am I not giving them enough credit?
Listen, I think this is a good decor. I think it's, Cody Ceci for all of his, Cody Ceci was just a product of making too much money. I mean, I think he's a very solid defenseman. I think he's, Edmonton Oilers fans to not say that he's solid. I think that's a little unfair because he did a great job, throughout that playoff run, and they were one goal away from going to overtime against the Stanley Cup champions. And in that series, I think they were the majority of the time the better team, if not for Sergei Bobrovsky. I thought they dominated large portions of that series, and I don't think them going down 3-0 was them being the worst team. I thought 2 of those games they should have won, and it just was. That's as we've seen with Florida, they just find ways to win, man. They just I don't know what it is, if they got a horseshoe stuck up their ass or something, but they can find a way to win, and no matter how big the storm is. So I think this decor, it's hard to get a 1A on an NHL hockey team, let alone have a 1A, 1B. And they have that. So they can mix those guys in anywhere. And Esa Lindell is very underrated. Like, he's very underrated. And when Harley and Heiskanen were out, he was running the power play at times. So this team is their bottom 4 may not be the most skilled, but they're heavy. And, we've seen in the playoffs teams that get to the finals. If you look at Florida last year and win, you got the Mikolas, you got the Dmitry Kulikovs, not the most skilled guys, but they're heavy and they keep you away from the net. And that's what it's going to be an interesting battle. The Corey Perrys and the Zach Hymans, they got to find a way to get to the net and generate offense, because that's what Dallas can do so well at times, is they could just kind of limit you from outside. But the one thing that I would take as a positive with this decor is the fact that I thought Leon Bischel was all bark and all bite, but I mean, Corey Perry kind of exposed that a little bit. So that turtle at the end of the game, if I'm the Edmonton Oilers forwards, I'm foaming at the mouth now to go at Leon Bischel.
I wanted to ask you about Trent Frederick too. Obviously, he's not getting a ton of minutes because he missed so much time in the regular season, so he just doesn't get anything on special teams. But I feel like they should play him a little bit more so he could have more effect on the game. What do you think of that? Do you think they should, or do you think he's just not playing well enough to earn more minutes?
Yeah, I didn't love everything from him last game, and I know it's interesting once you get to this. The further you get in the playoffs, the better the competition, and you start really, now that you're at this kind of sprint to make it to the finals, you start leaning on the guys that are going, and it's very much not like you can't wait around. But I'd like to see him be a little bit more physical. I know he's trying to. This is a fast Dallas Stars team, but I think the depth has got him there and has really been a big factor for them getting to this point. I can't imagine, and because I give a lot of credit to Chris Knobloch. He's got a great pulse on this team. I can't imagine he hasn't seen the minutes and understands that, listen, he's got to get these guys going if they want a chance to beat Dallas. So he's going to have to lean on these guys at some point in the series, unless, they're really just relying on Connor and Leon to go otherworldly. But, we saw it last year and this year. This Edmonton Oilers team is a great hockey team because of their depth, not only because of Leon and Connor, but because of their depth. So they got to make sure that they're leaning on it and giving those guys some opportunities, but you got to earn it also. You can't just, you look at Carolina right now and they're playing their decor, they're still playing their decor the same amount of minutes. Like Jacob Slavin should be playing 30 minutes a night, but he's playing like 23. And I'm like, are you nuts? Like this, none of the other D are going. So at one point you have to make a decision to be like, you're either coming along or you ain't playing. So, and I think that was kind of a moment last game and the last few games for Trent.
So the Oilers and Stars game 3 is going to be at 1 p.m. Mountain Time on Sunday after they play tonight in Dallas. So we're talking about like a real tight turnaround here. I'm curious, is that something we're maybe making too big of a deal of? Guys are going to be thrown off their routines, I feel like, having to play an afternoon game in the middle of the playoffs as well. And the Oilers, I don't think have ever done that. What do you make of that kind of scheduling choice? And is there an impact on the players, or is that just something we kind of make up and fabricate a little bit too much in the media?
I'll tell you what, I bet you the majority of the guys are loving that they get to play in the afternoon. Just really? Get up, have your box of Wheaties and play. You don't have to sit around. You don't have to think about anything. And especially being at home, I think it's an advantage. I mean, it's an advantage for both. It's an advantage for the home team, I think, because you sleep in your own bed, you get up, you shower, you do an activation in the morning, and you go play hockey. I think for a lot of these guys, getting that first game at home in the conference finals, I think it's perfect. Like, get that nervous energy out. You don't have to sit around all day waiting. Typically, it's a late game in Edmonton, and the fans, I think, will be rocking. It'll be like a Sunday football game. So I expect to see the Oilers fans tailgating and ready to rock. But I think I loved it personally. I wish I could have played every game at 10 a.m. because I had so much anxiety throughout the day. I was like, I just need to play and get out and get this energy out. So I think there's a lot of guys that feel that way, and a lot of guys are going to be excited to go.
I will be power brunching on Sunday.
Power brunching.
Yes.
As opposed to your just regular brunches?
Yes. It will be more power to this brunch. Yes.
Extra bowl of cornflakes.
There'll be tequila in my cornflakes.
That's
Power.
sure. That's one word for it. JD, enjoy the hockey this week. Hey, is Florida, like, by the time we talk to you next Friday, Florida's in the Cup final already? Like, do you think that series is just done?
What the F is going on right now? Like, Carolina's forgotten how to play hockey, and maybe that's just, I kind of posted something last night. I'm like, that was a masterclass the last two games by the Florida Panthers. Like, and maybe that just goes to show you how, I can't really say this on air with the network as much, but I could say with you guys, I mean, the East, there's no more reason to go back to the 1-8 format because of this playoffs on the East. The East is the Metropolitan's god awful. Like, and maybe it's just the two games and they're going to turn around Carolina, but there's just levels. And I just think, the 1-8 format needs to go back because, you get a great first round of rivalries, but then it just kind of falters a little bit for me until this point where, you in the West, it's great, but in the East, I just feel like it's more apparent. Like, it's just, you would have had Washington would have still got Montreal in round one, but then, Jersey would have probably got knocked out by, I think it was like they'd play Ottawa or they'd play Tampa in round one, and then it would just be a better fit. So, the last 2 years for me are indicative in the East of, like, I feel like they need to revisit and relook at the playoff formatting because I miss the old 1-8 format.
This actually would have been the 4-5 seed.
Yeah, this would have been a round one matchup, Canes Cats.
So there you go. It tells you everything, really.
That's it. Oh yeah, okay, exactly. Sorry, this would have been the first round matchup for Canes Cats, and they would have dog walked them like they're doing it net right now.
Yeah. Oh. Also, someone's gonna pay Sam Bennett $1 bajillion this July.
I know we are having that conversation on a text thread. Me, Corey Schneider, and Brian Boyle.
Flex.
We're like, he's gonna get paid,
Toronto.
but do you want to pay him? Like, if you're a team, do you want to pay him $10 million? Like, I mean, I feel like he's a $7 to $8 million player. I know he's great, but like he hasn't had over 50 points in his career. So you're really paying that. You're paying him strictly for the playoffs. So if you're a non-playoff team, why the hell would you overpay him? Because you got to get to the playoffs for him to be super, super effective, which he is a great player. So he needs to go to a playoff team. And I'm like, does a playoff team have enough money to give? And if Toronto signs him to 10, 11 million, now they're in the same spot. You got to fill up the rest of the roster too. And you need to sign some other players. So they're in a tough spot, Toronto. I do not love where they're at with Mitch Marner most likely walking. They're in trouble.
Yeah, it reminds me of when I think we talked about this yesterday on the show, but when Chicago won all those cups and it was like Dave Bolland, he helps you win in the playoffs, bought out. And then Brian Bickle helps you win, then never really had success. Like, these kind of things happen. JD from, I'm assuming, a green room at the NHL Network studios. Yeah.
No, baby.
All right. Thanks for doing this. We'll talk next week.
5 to 7.
5 to 7. All right.
See you, JD.
See you, JD.
Oil up. Nice hat.
Oil up, baby. There you go. That's a good way to end it. I like that. Fire me up. Jason Demers on the Star Mechanical guest line. He is also brought to you by our friends at Tourism Jasper. Your best summer memories aren't behind you. They're waiting for you this summer in Jasper. This summer, find your happy place in the mountains. It's open, vibrant, ready to welcome you back for more unforgettable memories and moments. Plan your trip, jasper.travel/summer.
Do you think Sam Bennett is just what Nazem Kadri was a few years ago? when you're like not really sure what to pay him, but you know he's a good player.
Yeah, you lose him, and it's like you think Toronto misses Kadri?
I think Colorado misses Kadri.
Yeah, well, both.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I mean. Like the team's unsure what to do. The other teams are unsure how much to pay him in free agency. But you know you're getting a good player. Like 10 million.
but they're X factors like that.
Yeah.
They're X factors in the playoffs. So if you're a team that can get you have to pay for Bennett. Unfortunately, like someone's gonna have to pay him. But like Carolina should look at a Bennett.
Then did only
See,
play
no,
him
and I
12
disagree
minutes.
with that because I think it's just Carolina's problem is that they don't have a superstar. They have a bunch of just good players. And Sam Bennett's just a good player.
Yeah, but he's a good player that can literally go through you. And then Carolina doesn't have that. Florida is going through Carolina right now.
If in this hypothetical scenario, and I was going to ask JD
It's gonna
this,
be
but I'd
Toronto.
save it. If the Oilers were to get Sam Bennett, what would the most you would want them to pay? I think probably, honestly, like this might sound high, but like 7.5,
6.75 for me.
6.75 somewhere around.
I would go.
Maybe 7.
The
maybe
thing
a
is,
solid
that
7.
so here's the thing about Sam Bennett. His expiry date is getting closer because he's got hard miles on him.
Yeah.
So whatever you do, if you're signing to a 7-year deal, years 3 through 7 might not be good.
He is 28.
And
Oh,
he
he's
is
not
only
30, hey?
Yeah.
But still, it doesn't matter. Like he plays a heavy game.
But the other part about him is he hasn't always played this way. Like, do you remember his draft combine? He couldn't do a chin-up?
Yeah, it didn't matter, man.
I know, but he's
But
just
like in Calgary,
ironic
he
that
was
he's here.
constantly underachieving. And
Yeah.
and like JD
There's
said,
guys that go to the dub that are just twigs on 140 pounds
100%.
fighting 200-pound guys, but just because
Yeah.
they've got the heart
And he has it
and
for
the
sure.
crazy factor.
oh, dude, his
He's an
career high
interesting
is
player.
51 points.
Yeah, but
That
he's
was
got
just this
9
year.
goals in the NHL playoffs.
Yeah. Billy Leno.
Like, what does that translate into? What's 9 playoff goals and regular season goals?
I love the Billy Leno show.
Yeah, he's not
He's
Billy
not
Leno.
Billy
He is
Leno.
not
He's
Billy
better than
Leno.
Billy
Could be Billy Leno.
No,
I think
he's-
Aaron Ekblad's going to get overpaid like crazy
yeah,
too.
I would not pay him
Yep.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. It is a Sherwood Ford Giant Game Day edition of the show brought to you by the Nation Valet Service at Sherwood Ford the Giant. Never visit the dealership again for your routine car maintenance. They drive to wherever you are, pick up your vehicle, drive it back, do the work, drive it right back to you. Don't have to have bought your vehicle at Sherwood Ford. Don't even need to be driving a Ford. If it's routine maintenance, they will work on your vehicle for you and offer you the free Nation Valet Service. All right. Should we just keep humming along with the show? Giant Game Day edition of things. The sun's out and shining in Edmonton.
What else would we do?
I got no plans.
I'm pretty good.
Yeah, you got
For the
another
next 25 minutes.
Yeah,
Got nothing to do.
25 minutes.
All right,
keep the show going.
And let's keep it going. Game Notes brought to you by RV Easy. Your motorhome or travel trailer isn't just for getaways. It's a moneymaker on wheels. Most RVs sit parked in the driveway. With RV Easy, you can rent yours out and earn over $20,000 this year. Founded, owned, and operated by Canadians, RV Easy takes care of everything, including full insurance coverage provided for every rental. List your RV for free today at RVEasy.com. That's RVEZY.com. RV Easy, rent your RV, make money easy. You know this stat. Teams that go up 2-0 in a series have an 87.5% chance of finishing off that series. But I like the stats that Jason Greger had on his Twitter. He was looking because, and this is actually a point Frank made on the DFO rundown the other day, like those numbers we look at where it's like teams coming back from 2-0, whatever, all that. How much does it change as the playoffs go on and you lose like those 1v8 matchups where, yeah, the team that goes up 2-0 is obviously going to finish off that matchup
Right.
done. How does it change as things kind of go on? Gregor had this. In the salary cap era, teams who win game 1 of the conference final on the road are 12-5. Teams that win game 1 of the conference final at home are only 11-10.
Interesting.
Isn't that interesting?
Okay.
So winning game 1 at home really doesn't do anything to change the coin flip conference final thing. If you're the road team and you stun them in game 1, things really swing in your favor, which on one hand makes the game 1 loss maybe sting a little bit more. On the other hand, makes you go, why do you have to be worried? Dallas, even with that win, still only has a 50-some% chance historically of finishing this thing off.
Yeah, that does.
Who's worried?
No one. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not worried about it. Great comment from Bashan there as well. Super chat. Driving from Austin to Dallas today to watch the game. So shout out to that guy.
Oh, sweet. How far of a drive is that?
Well, finish
I think
it
it's
off.
only like an hour and a half.
Okay.
Finish it off.
It's a cup year.
Behind enemy lines, it's Cup year.
Oh, I did kind of skip through that one.
Yeah,
Thank
cup
you for your
year.
super chat.
All of our super chats are for the Ben Stelter Fund. We had another one
It's
earlier.
pronounced cup year.
There you go.
Tammy dropped in $10 as well. Hi, boys. We got this. Give Alex Plant a hug for me. For Ben, Cup year.
I think a hug might send Alex Plant over the edge.
Yeah, that's
I might snap him in half.
yeah. He's very brittle. I don't know if he can handle a hug.
Yeah.
Need to get some plant food. Maybe I'll bring in some soil.
Maybe some sun.
We open these curtains every day.
We do a good job of it, too.
He has a lot of sun.
Any chance to jump
Maybe
all
too
over
much?
us?
No,
Maybe
just
too much.
I don't think plants can get too much sun.
Oh, I strongly
it depends.
disagree.
There's certain suns that certain plants that do not want sun.
Agreed.
They can get too much water. Have we been doing that? No.
Hyperhidrosis.
I would argue too much water.
Really?
Yeah.
I water him like once every 3 shows.
Yeah, I think he's supposed
he
to.
is.
I think he's supposed to water him. Like
He's got a
every
lean
6
to,
months.
Yeah, he's off that
We
lean.
got to get a schedule. Who waters it what day?
Maybe put a little
we're not
nation beer in the
overdoing
pot. See what happens.
Yeah,
I think we need like some plant food.
bring it in. Take
right.
it home.
I'm not taking out. He won't survive the car ride. This is his resting place.
True. You don't want to unsettle him.
Yeah. Oilers 8-4 in the last 2 playoffs, coming off of a loss. So
8-4.
8-4,
Coming off a loss. That's pretty good.
not bad.
And 2 of those would have been in the cup final last year.
Correct. 3. No, just 1
'cause
because
they
you only
would've-
come off a loss once. Not when trailing in a series, when coming off a loss.
Yeah, so they lost game 1. Coming off that loss, they lost game 2.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're
Coming
talking
off
about the
game 2,
losses.
going into game 3.
Correct, yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they lost 2 of the 4 last
So
series.
if you remove the
That's
cup
pretty
final
good.
from that, they are 7-2.
Yes.
Not bad.
Copy up.
Leon Draisaitl with a 3+ point performance. How many times this playoff run and last playoff run, including last night, do you think Leon Draisaitl has had more than 3 points in a hockey game? 3+ points.
How many years, sorry? Just this year and last year?
This year and last year, how many times has Leon Draisaitl delivered a 3+ point performance for the Oilers?
In the
How many
playoffs?
games have
In the
these-
playoffs.
How many games has he played? Like 40?
He would have 25, so 37 games.
3 plus 37. 12 games.
14.
It is way lower than that.
5.
That last night was his 4th, or game 1 was his 4th.
Oh,
I
3
thought
point
you-
games. I thought he said multi-point
I thought he was
games.
screwing with us.
No, I said 3+ point games.
Sorry.
No,
that was my bad.
I understood the question.
I didn't.
I just thought it was a trap.
Multi-point games, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 last year, and this year he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So 16.
How many times has he been held off?
This year he's been held off twice.
Okay.
Once against the LA Kings, once against the Vegas Golden Knights. And last year he was held off 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
9.
5 of those 7 in the cup final.
Well, he was very hurt. He didn't score a goal in the cup final.
Yeah, he didn't score a goal in the cup final.
Which
Are you
is
trying to blame him for the
No.
such?
You are
man.
implying just all sorts of insane shit.
But you say things.
You're
and I'm
here-
like, what's your motive?
You come into the show like you're Sam Bennett. You're just trying to be a rat and throw everybody off.
Yeah, exactly.
We're on the same
We're gonna mix
team.
it up. Well, I don't know. Sometimes I feel, Liam, do we not feel like we're on an island over here?
What?
Sometimes.
I'm out of this one.
No, well, his eye expression was a vote of confidence to that statement.
You guys are ridiculous.
For the cup final last year, not to bring it back to that and disappoint everybody, but I will.
Don't blame you, Mark.
Well, if you got 2 goals in Game 7, yours might have won.
That's fair. Okay.
Draisaitl or Kane healthy enough to score a goal in that series really could have been a difference. I know it's only 1 goal, but who knows when that would have come.
The difference, especially
listen
according to
to
my
your
dear
good-
friend Ken Holland, was Game 1. The fact we put 7,000 shots on Bob and couldn't win.
Saw that yesterday. 34-17 was a shot count in that game. I remember a shot that didn't count was when someone shorthanded. It might have been Connor Brown. Put it 5-hole on Bobrovsky and he hit the post just dead on.
yeah.
I've never seen that before. From the angle, it just didn't make any sense at all. Yeah, thought about that.
Goes to
First-
show, again, we talk about this a lot, just how much luck there is involved in the Stanley Cup
for
playoffs.
sure.
Like
Bounces.
nurse in the post. Would have made it 4-1 the other night.
Yeah.
That
And,
would have won the game.
like, we bring this one up quite a bit, but Game 7 against Vancouver, when Zadorov fires it off
Oh,
JT's
JT
Miller
Miller, yeah.
knee with 90 seconds left, and it's like, that thing was labeled. That was going in the net.
going in,
Skinner couldn't
yes.
see it, and it hit his own teammate. Who knows what happens in that round 2 last year, right? I mean, you could do the opposite, right? You could go back to the Oilers series against Vegas 2 years ago and find moments where they got unlucky.
Well, even they got away with it in round 2 against Vegas when Draisaitl put one off Corey Perry's bum on the goal line. They went to overtime and they won the game ultimately, but who knows what would have.
Byfield couldn't get the puck out.
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't luck. That was just a bad play.
We still win the series. I'm convinced.
I am
We
too.
woke up.
Kulak closing the gap could have won us the cup. I think that's a little bit.
I don't
Why
know.
are we doing this?
Yeah, I don't know. Actually,
Can you play the highlight, Aaron? I'll close my
No,
eyes.
yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that highlight again.
I never watched it
I
back.
could still never bring myself to watch the Amazon series.
I've never watched it either. This
Yeah, I downloaded it and
No.
I can't do it.
I watched the
I did. It was painful. Don't do it.
Yeah, I watched the first 2 episodes when it was like Nylander and Pasternak, and then I was like, they in the preview were like coming up later. It's like that, and I was like, I'm not watching any more of this shit.
there's few things. I'll rewatch a lot of stuff, but like the Cup final is one. The other play that I never go back and watch as a Lions fan. Remember when Aaron Rodgers did that
yeah.
Hail Mary?
Yeah,
So I was at a bar in Sherwood Park, and I left because I thought the game was done. Obviously, they were on like the 60, their own 40 or whatever it was. And there's so many parts of that. Never gone back and watched it. Then, like,
So if you're at the
play.
Pacers Knicks game, you would have left that one too?
Well, not a playoff game. This is like week 4.
Hey.
Season.
Oilers and Knicks both looking for redemption from Game 1
Yeah.
collapses. Both have orange and blue in their color schemes.
That is, I'm in. What's that pay?
Oh, well, you know what? Then let's just do the betting talk for our friends at Bet365, an official partner of the Stanley Cup playoffs. From player props, game totals, game props, even futures bets like series winners. Speaking of futures bets, we got an update on ours. Download the app, use the code NATION. Official partner of the Stanley Cup playoffs, Bet365, 19 plus. We got one of the 6 goals we're going to need to cash our squad ride futures bet. So that's good.
Wait.
Got one from Boosh last game, which is, to be fair,
The hardest hurdle.
yeah, like Boosh, I think is the one that makes me nervous.
Hyman
Although-
was the one that made me nervous.
yeah, I got one big take on that in a bit. But tonight, if you wanted to do Oilers money line and Knicks money line, boy, the Knicks are huge favorites. It's only plus 170. But if you go Knicks on the spread -6 and Oilers money line, you get them at plus
Oh, you
272.
can't playoffs, man. You can't do that.
No.
Yeah, that's fair.
You can't.
In hockey, you can do it because these empty nets become a thing.
Yeah.
But basketball, a 7-point spread is.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
Although
Big
they
spread.
were up 14 with like 2.5 minutes left.
I could see him blowing them out tonight.
It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting.
Main props.
I had to make an afternoon bet today just to get a bit more juice in the account.
It's like a pregame skate.
Yes.
To win, to beef up what you have to
beef
bet on
up.
tonight?
Yeah, so
What did you bet on?
I bet on Inter Milan to beat Como in the Serie A today.
How they doing?
Just started, so we'll find out.
What does that pay?
It was minus 150, so I threw $40 on it to get me to like
60?
60 something in there. I was like, that'll be nice to play with tonight.
You could do the big bounce back parlay, TM. Knicks -9.5. Oilers on the puck line plus 644.
Why?
Because the Garden's going to be rocking on a Friday night.
I know, but like, why would you want to ruin your Oilers puck line victory by the Knicks only winning by 9 points?
why wouldn't you want to have your Oilers puck line victory pay plus 644 because the Knicks dominate the Pacers?
There's
I don't know, man.
there's something else I want to.
You're such a glass half empty guy today.
I want to
What?
throw out there. If you're making a parlay for tonight's game,
Yeah.
don't put the Dallas Stars in any of your bets.
Oh,
A
Thank
few of
you.
my
My
friends
buddies keep
today,
doing that.
Yeah,
that's-
my friend Greg,
The egg.
Sometimes Greg the egg. Yes,
the biggest egg.
sometimes watches the show. I hope he's watching right now. 'Cause I'm going to call you out, Greg. He
gonna
sends
tell
me a
you my
text
play.
today, and it's like McDavid shots, Oilers puck line, Mikael Granlund 2+ shots. Like, show some team spirit. Unbelievable. I hate that stuff. Just
Disgusting.
put like
It's
Draisaitl-
despicable.
It is despicable. Put Hyman in there or Kane or anyone. Surely there's an Oiler that'll give you very similar odds. I can't believe it. I called him out.
Are you ready for my parlay?
Is this what you're doing
this
in
is
the
not
show?
my bet, but
Oh.
this is my parlay.
Okay.
No, you don't. Well, maybe you might like it. You might want to ride with me.
This is your pick for the.
No.
Okay, no.
No. We have
Yeah,
a job to do. That's where I'm going very heavy. My big bets are that and also Oilers to win the series.
Yeah, I did. I saw what you did on that. That's heavy.
Evander Kane, 1 point.
Okay.
He's going to show up tonight. Nuge, 1 point. Power play showing up tonight. Connor, 3 shots because he's hit 4 shots every game in the last 300 games. Boosh, 2 shots.
Yeah.
Nurse, 2 shots. Just that, plus 1,100.
No money line.
Didn't put the money line on it.
All right.
Wow.
Which is probably a miss by me.
Yep.
And I have a regret because I did bet the money line separately.
You mentioned Connor McDavid. He's hit 3+ shots in 7 straight games. So Connor McDavid 3+ shots is a nice one to throw into the same gamer. Speaking of which, here's my play for our Bet365 Game Day Betting Challenge. Oh, here's the standings if you need to be reminded that Jay is up on us by quite a significant amount. You remember. Here's what we got tonight, though. Connor, Leon, take over. Connor 2 points, Leon 2 points, Connor 3 shots, Leon 3 shots. Every leg of this hit last game except for the Oilers money line. So I'm throwing in Oilers money line. Edmonton bounces back. Connor and Leon continue to dominate the Dallas Stars. Leon Draisaitl, by the way, last game had 4 shots on goal, 9 shots in his last 2 games. He's hit this mark in 3 of his last 5. Plus 475 too. Nice and juicy.
It is juicy.
There's only one way to go tonight. Money line. I just need something.
I'm with you. Yeah, you got to get a W.
You guys both did the same bet?
Well, it's we're down 1 in the series, so we can't get in the weeds. We have a job to do.
Yep.
So I'm doing my job by trying to manifest just the outcome we want, and that's a W. Doesn't matter how we get it.
Just
W.
get it.
Could be a 1-0. Could be a 9-8.
Could be 10-0.
Could be 10-0.
Probably
and I
will be.
wish I would puck line. But if that's a regret I have in life, I'm doing okay.
I'm with you.
I'm doing okay.
Aaron, what are you going with? Anything?
I believe I had it earlier. McDavid 2 points. That's what you just kind of have to. McDavid shot prop, Ty, you're on the money with that. It doesn't stop. I love Nurse 2 shots.
Yeah.
And now, a lot of the time, he doesn't really generate anything with them, but he skates the puck in on his own and he throws it at the goalie's
Throws the
blocker.
goalie, yep.
It's a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing.
I got one inspired by, who said it in the chat? It was Navid, who said Wallman revenge game for a negative plus-minus last game. Jake Wallman, to be a plus player in this hockey game, is plus 150. He has been a plus player, so not a 0, a plus player in 9 of 12 playoff games this season. And this stretch he's on right now is the only time in the playoffs where it's been back-to-back games where he hasn't been a plus player.
That I'm also going to go Klingberg revenge goal.
I was just thinking, what if we did a Dallas Stars revenge?
Oh, yeah, Mark
revenge
Klingberg goal.
Perry.
And Perry.
Oh, my.
You could just do points. You don't
Could
have
we
to
do
do
points
goal.
for all 3?
Yeah. Can you put that one together for us?
Sorry, I just threw together all 4 to score goals. Or sorry, all 3 of them to score goals. Wait, not Wallman. I need Janmark. Klingberg, Perry, and Janmark.
Oh, yeah, it'll be juice.
There you go. Comes in at 475 to 1. I bet 82 cents on worse things.
Put a yeah.
You can't even bet on the other on Janmark.
I was going to say,
or
Janmark
Klingberg,
point
yeah.
is not a thing on
Perhaps.
Bet365.
Maybe a little bit
What
closer.
about a
to puck
Klingberg
drop.
Perry?
No, you can't do Klingberg yet either. Closest
They're
to puck
scared.
drop.
That's
you
why.
get
They're
those as well.
scared. They know he's
Although,
coming.
Esa Lindell has a point on there, but no Klingberg, which does seem a bit weird.
Well, don't touch it because he's
No,
a
I
star,
would never.
silly.
I would never.
All right, let's continue along here, boys. Shout out to Bet365. I got one big take. It's for Litco Law. Litco Law plays for Team U. They're Alberta-rooted, Edmonton proud, and when it comes to fighting for everyday folks, they don't back down ever. When insurance companies play dirty, they drop the gloves. If you've been injured and you want to fight for your right to fair compensation, or if you've been denied your long-term disability benefits, contact Litco Law. Stop by their office right here in town or visit them online at litcolaw.com. Lawyers you'll love, they do exist at litcolaw.com. Something I love, that Zach Hyman leads the playoffs in hits. He is a worker bee, and it is hard for me to say bad things about Zachary Martin Hyman. At the same time, guys, he's gone 5 games without a goal. He's not a volume shooter the way he's been in the past. I, to be totally honest, haven't even noticed him being a pest in front of the net over the last few games.
Yeah, there must be something there, eh?
He's only had multiple shots once in his last 4 games.
Get that man on the power play.
I agree with you. I want him out there, and I think they did do it on the last power play in game 1. I'm reading the comments. I want Zach Hyman starting the power play. I want him shooting pucks. I want him being a menace in front. He's played fine. He's not the reason they've lost a game, but last year there were games where Zach Hyman might have been their best forward.
He scored in every game against Dallas last year.
Let's get that Zach Hyman back. Let's get that Zach Hyman back. This is not a message. This is not me scolding him. This is not even me saying I'm disappointed in him.
You're pumping him up.
This is me saying, Zach, you got more in you, and we need you tonight.
He knows it. You know it. It's it'll just happen.
52 seconds on the power play last game for Zach Hyman.
Just wait till he turns on.
That's
How much
enough.
power play time? We had two penalties?
We had 3 penalties.
One of them they scored real quick.
Yep,
But I don't think he was on the ice for that one.
So Perry played just over 3:22.
Yeah,
They're
that
starting
can't
all the
happen.
power plays with Perry.
I don't like that anymore. I felt like Perry was hot, and Hyman wasn't. But yeah, you gotta get him back.
I kind of alluded to this yesterday. I don't know if I gave the full take yesterday. Like, I loved the turtle thing on Bichelle and like, let's go. That's what Corey Perry's here to do. Be a little rat, get under some guy's skin. Doesn't have a shot in 3 games. Let's go, Corey Perry.
Like, he'll come. He's like the whole thing of like we're playing him more, and that might have its effects. Sorry, or maybe we're seeing that a bit of that right now.
Yeah,
maybe.
Did play a team low at 5-5 last game.
I think and you can go back 2 games where they played them 9 minutes, I think, or 8:55.
Yeah,
they're watching something there. But again, I kind of get it. So there you go. That's my one big take for our friends over at Litco Law. Zach Hyman, let's go. Let's go.
Okay, you know what? Come on.
What?
Give me your hand. We're all betting on him to score.
Aaron, get over here.
Yeah, thank you. Ready? Anytime goal. Anytime goal.
Anytime goal, Zach Hyman. We're manifesting it. Let's go. All right, let's wrap up the show with a quick little weekend report for our friends at Boston Pizza, proud partner of our playoff coverage here at the Nation Network. And there is just one Canadian team left standing. So if we're ending that 32-year drought, and Boston Pizza says we are because they've been manifesting it, this year we bring it home. Well, look to your right, look to your left. It's on us. It's on us if we're going to do it.
Hey, what we do here matters there.
Absolutely. Yeah. And we're going to have some very funny What We Do Here Matters There talk with Rick on Oilers Nation Radio coming up this afternoon.
So I don't know if you know this, and bring this into the show because BMA have already told you about this, but Rick played a role in
That was
that
crazy
third
what he
period.
said.
He stormed in to us at Greta for a visit, the second intermission, and when he leaves, he goes, I'm going to go buy a broom.
Oh, my
And
God.
we're like, Rick. So if you see Rick, just remind him about that. We love him for his positivity. He always is able to assemble a narrative of positivity, even though we could be in the biggest fire of our lives. That's why we love Rick.
Yes.
But he went too far. A bridge too far.
A broom
too far.
I just want to quickly read a text exchange with Rick from this morning.
Very good.
I said, Rick, will you be wearing your lucky shirt on the show today? And he says, no, because I can't put it on until I have my 5 chicken fingers representing the 5 Stanley Cups we have won. And I have to eat them between 5 and 6 because we are between cups 5 and 6. But I will have on the correct shirt to start the day. And then, obviously, the question leads to, if you're having your chicken fingers between 5 and 6, what are you doing on Sunday? And he hasn't figured it out yet.
5 and 6 a.m.
That's what I said.
think he's going to wake up at 5 and 6.
That's very easy.
He says,
We need proof of that on Instagram.
Yeah, he said, I close Saturday night and open Sunday, so I may set an alarm for 5:15 and get some fingers in at home.
He won't be out of the bar till 4 a.m.
I'll just stay there.
Yeah, just
and I said,
give
not
her
all heroes wear capes.
All right, so my Hyman anytime goal is now locked in, just so you know.
I'm waiting for Inter Milan to get this dub, and then I'll be on that.
This could be the last weekend where we have Stanley Cup playoffs every night. In fact, it probably will be because Florida could be up 3-0 Saturday, have it closed out Tuesday, even if they don't close it out. Or sorry, Monday, even if they don't close it out Monday, they'll probably close it out on Wednesday. The Oilers could win in 5 games by next Thursday. But yeah, enjoy the last weekend of playoff hockey, or of everyday playoff hockey.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy how it just dwindles out. It makes
It's
sense.
so fast, right?
Yeah.
It's like when you're in the first round, you're like, there's so much hockey. And then you're like, where'd it go?
It's gone. Like
gone.
that.
If you're looking for more hockey, though, the Memorial Cup does start today.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers, go.
Tigers.
They play. It's actually, the lineup's unreal.
So good.
Rimouski, Moncton, London, and Medicine Hat.
Is
Rimouski's the
McKenna
host.
back? Or is he still-
Rimouski's the host, but
Yeah.
they also made it to the final of the Q.
I think McKenna's good to go. I haven't heard anything
Oh
otherwise.
yeah, I think they're all
because he got kind of this 2 weeks off, right?
Yeah, he's
Have you heard rumblings he's going to Michigan?
I have heard plenty of rumblings.
Yeah, Ryder Ritchie just committed to BU. He's on that team. Caden Lindstrom's going. Yeah, they're going to be lesser team next year.
You
Go vote for Arjun Atwal.
Yeah, go vote for Arj.
We've been saying it every day. We've been putting the link in the chat every day. If you haven't got your vote in yet, go vote for Arjun Atwal to win the Willie O'Ree Award. Wanted to remind everyone of that. Tonight, 6 o'clock, Edmonton, Dallas. Tomorrow, got Florida, Carolina, game 3 of that series. I would imagine the Panthers are opened up as massive, massive favorites.
If you want to talk about getting out of broom, there is a lot of sweeping going on in Florida right now.
I don't really want to bring this up, but that happened yesterday.
Oh, yeah, that was crazy.
For the podcast listeners, Canada lost.
Whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, not that.
It's so funny. We don't like the World Championship isn't as big a deal to us, but like in Europe, it is huge.
Yeah.
You talk to Finns and Swedes, like this is the tournament of the year.
You know, this game was in Denmark.
Really? I
Yeah.
did not know they were playing.
Oilers came back
thought it was
literally
just-
like within 48 hours of losing to lead the way.
Yeah.
Patrick Russell, 2 points.
I got a few Slack messages from the mothership from
yeah,
some of the
of course.
Danes. Yeah, rubbing it in.
Look at the shots,
I was like,
too.
if I cared,
40
I
to
would be
33.
offended.
All right, Aaron, everybody knows tonight you're going to be at Greta pre and post game. We know the usual drill, but what about Sunday for a little matinee?
Sunday, people, we're going to be opening it up. So I believe the doors open at 11:30 a.m. on Sunday. I'll be pre-gaming, obviously, at 12 noon. Games at 1 o'clock. Bang, pre and post, everything going down. We'll be in there. Come on down Sunday. What does Drake say? Can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning. So,
Decent
bang,
point.
there you go.
All right.
Wise man.
He also says, Drake. I thought you said Rick. Rick says, eat nuggets at 5 a.m.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he does say that.
Okay, here we go, boys. Sherwood Power Sports and Marine, keys to victory to wrap up the show. The sun is shining today as I drove in with my window down. All I could think of is, man, I can't wait to be out on the water this spring. I know we're going to do something with our friends at Sherwood Power Sports and Marine. Your outdoor toys, they can get you fixed up. They offer door-to-door service as well. Their maintenance program, it is top tier. They have a whole bunch of motorbikes out in the showroom, and the boats are coming. When we were there last week, they were getting set to rejig the showroom because it's boat season at Sherwood Power Sports and Marine, right in the heart of Sherwood Park. What do you guys want to see tonight? Keys to victory. Let's go.
Special teams battle to
there
our
we go.
friend Tyler Mulick.
Yep. Let's go. Power play, get 1 or 2. PK, shape up. Jay, what do you want to see tonight?
I want to see what we saw in the first 2 periods or in the last 2 games of the Vegas series version of the Oilers. Just be them.
Yeah.
Not asking for much, just asking to be you. And don't time out in the 3rd period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
60-minute games, not 40.
60-minute game.
I'll say play mature. Look at the way they handled LA in game 5 of that series. Look at the way they handled Vegas in games 4 and 5. They don't play like the rambunctious, we're going to skate down your throat, hit you through the end boards. They stay like perfectly structured. That's how the Oilers win hockey games. They don't do dumb shit.
But when we turn up the physicality, though.
Yeah. But
Like-
they aren't like I don't think they're like a pedal to the floor kind of team. They're very much like we know what it takes to
Calm,
win.
cool, collected.
Yeah.
We've been here
Business.
before.
Business,
Yeah,
as you
business.
say.
Get back to business.
Get back to business.
Bring our
That's my key to
briefcase.
victory.
Do you know the ironic part? I just realized this what Jason Demers said before about the seeding. This also would have been a first-round matchup. 3 versus 6.
Would have been a first round matchup. Yes.
My key to victory, I don't know if you can fix the PK. So the easiest way to do that, keep your sticks down, gentlemen.
Yeah, don't high stick, guys. That's
Try that one.
You can fix the PK because the PK was good until it wasn't.
Yep. All right, boys, that is a wrap. We'll see everybody at Greta this weekend. Couple of big games, and then we'll be back on Monday when the Oilers could be up 2-1 in the Western Conference Final. Let's go, Oil Up.